Everyone, and welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to make a replica of this boot. Stay with me and let's do it together. Alright, welcome back. The first thing we are going to do is to put our tape on the last. So we divide it into two. You don't need to sketch everything. You don't need to put your tape on the whole part of the last, just one side, and you will use it to get the other side. If you observe, this particular boot has designs on both sides, so you don't need to sketch everything. So I have to use ruler to make sure it's very straight. It is very important for you to ensure that you equally divide the last into two. Make sure it's straight. Like I said, you don't need to sketch everything, otherwise you may end up confusing yourself. Divide into two and you use one part to get the other side. In this type of boots, you don't need to sketch four things. You don't need to sketch the ankle, you don't need to sketch the back strap, and you don't need to sketch this zip also. I will show you how you can get everything in an easier way. So I'm just showing you how to sketch here. Sketching is very important. Once you get your sketching right, you have gotten 50% of your work right. This is what we sketch. You don't need to sketch these four. So the next thing is to use blade and cut it out and put it on our cardboard or any other hard paper you can find. You fold it into two and you carefully place it. In shoes, no matter how careful you are, you can't get 100% of what you sketch on last on your cardboard. There is no way it won't fold a little bit, but you can simply use your imagination to correct it. Just have to imagine or you visualize what you have sketched, then you carefully place it. So I'm adding 0.5 at the back. That's part where I'm going to fold. You can use tape if you don't know what 0.5 is, or your ruler. Just sketch it down, and I'm giving it excess of about 3 centimeters. That part is where I'm going to fold in. The part where tape is, where I put my tape, is the part that is going to be visible. The excess is part where we are going to fold in. So if you watch carefully, I'm putting plus. This will remind me when I'm cutting, so that I won't make mistake. Now this particular ankle boot has so many parts. It's divided into so many parts, so one will lay on top of the other. So I put plus sign. This is just to remind me that this part I'm going to put excess. So the part I sketch is the part where buckles are. So I need to get the other side where the zip is. So you need to close that place so that at the end of the day you don't have fish shape. We don't close that in boot. It's going to make you have fish shape. So I punch it just for me to know where that's the close shot. This is for me to know where I will put the exact position. So the part I'm pushing, I want to get the other side so that I can get the zip. So I'm pushing that side to know the exact place where, you know, I told you that where the paper tape is where the leg is the visible part. So I punch it will get to the other side so that we know where the part that is visible. Zip usually is 0.5 wide. I mean the opening part of the zip is usually 0.5. I'm talking about the fashionable zip, so I'm giving it 0.5. I punch it so that I can know where to stop, so that it won't be too long. You know where the zip is going to be visible outside. So I give it 0.5. That punching just for me to know the visible part. We have to take our time to learn this pattern very well. So I had to number it so that I won't make mistake. So the next thing just to cut it out. So I try to demonstrate where my buckles are, where I'm going to put my buckles. So I put it there, mark it. Usually this small buckle is 1.5 wide, so the leather I'm going to cut to put inside the buckle is going to be 1.5 wide, and the length is 6.5. This is the close shots of our pattern. The next thing is to put it on our leather and cut it each one of them out. You know this has two sides, so once you sketch it like this, once you put it on you have to turn it over so that you can get the other side. Otherwise, if you don't do it this way, you are going to get the same leg for both. So this is the closer shot so that you can see it very well. You can see that I give it excess, you know, one will lap on the other. So the next thing is to cut our leather out. So I put gum underneath of the leather and on top of where I cut it in Essex. So I put it. Ensure if you want to do something like this, ensure you get the middle of everything you want to do. Like that part, I marked the middle so that it won't be one-sided. Everything will be equal. So I have to show you the details of everything so that you can learn and practice this on your own. This is the wool, everything in total. I've put my zip and I have done the first sketching, first stitching rather. So the next thing is to get the inner parts. So we are going to use a very soft leather. The material that will be inside is going to be soft leather, not thick as the one as our main leather. So the whole of our pattern is what we are going to use to get the inner leather. So I'm trying to sketch it. Please, if you like this video, please kindly subscribe. So this is the inner leather. The next thing is to put our main leather on top of the inner leather. So I'm trying to put the zip here. So I put gum, a little bit of gum so that it can hold it down before I stitch. So the next thing is to put our buckle. Now I told you that I've marked where I'm going to place the buckle. So you do the same. So the next thing is to place a stitch where I place the buckle. Is to put our main leather on the inner part. You have to watch this closely. So the next thing is to apply gum. I'm trying to demonstrate that you won't put gum on where the zip is, otherwise you won't be able to open it later, and you won't put it at the back. At the same time, I left the part where I'm going to put the front stay and the back stay. I left them out. So apply gum. By the way, the type of gum we are using is contact cement. It's a type of gum that it's easily bonded when you leave it for some minutes, like 10 to 15 minutes. So you apply a gum, and in this case you don't allow the gum to dry. That's the important part of this. You don't allow it to dry, because you must not make any mistake. Once you allow it to dry, if there is any mistake, you won't be able, it will not be easier for you to pull it apart. So immediately you apply your gum, then you place it on the other parts immediately. Like I said, I left the parts where I'm going to put my front stay and the back stay. If you notice, I didn't put the gum at the back. So you carefully place it on the other parts. Then you use your hand to press it. After that, you leave it for some time to dry. But ensure that no part is squeezed. So the next thing is to stitch. We'll stitch the back and we'll stitch the inner part also. So there is space there. So the next thing is to put our back strap. Usually the back strap the wideness should not be more than 2.2. I think 2.2 is perfect for this type of back strap. And you make sure whenever you are doing your back strap, you make sure you mark the middle and you carefully place it. If you watch closely, you see there is a mark the middle straight line so that your shoe will not tint towards one side. So I want to put the back stay now. Usually ankle boot is 11 centimeter, so I just have to get my 11 centimeter and place my back stay from where the 11 centimeters stop. So the other parts, the remaining part will be the one that will be folded inside. So make sure you press it, it's not squeezed. So the next thing is to stitch. After stitching everything together, then you cut where the zip are open. So the next thing is to get the insole. The way to get your insole is to put your leather board on your last and you get the shape of it out. So I'm trying, as you can see, that I put shank. Shank is very useful in any shoe that is a bit high. You must put shank. So that's it. That's our insole right there. The next thing is to last. We are almost done with the upper part of the shoe. To make sure it's very tight. There must not be any hair inside. I'm using my elastic plier. Then you use nails to hold it down. So the next thing is to put your front stay. We have a lot of styles, boots, shoes, slippers, gladiators coming your way. Please stay tuned to this channel and subscribe. You will learn everything, I mean absolutely everything, for free. We don't do abracadabra. We're here to teach and educate. So then you carefully fold it. It is not easier for me to fold it that way, but because of the position where the camera is, you just have to do it that way. The main idea of folding it is to not let it squeeze, so that the front part won't be rough. So we've gotten the upper part. This is our upper part. After that, you file that place where the edge, the insole edge, then you file everything. This is our material for the sew. This is Marco. You can get it in the market. So this is our insole. You use it to get the shape, and this is our welt. Welt is very good. It gives it beautifies this type of ankle boots. You carefully apply gum, then you place it. This is how you get the shape. This is how they get the shape of your shoe. So after that, you make sure there is a bit of excess when you want to get the last parts, and you bend it and ensure it's the other part goes inside. Then use your hammer to hit it, then you cut the excess out. Whenever you are doing this, make sure the two sides are correct, because you know it's very wide. The next thing is to file and smoothen everything. Then you apply gum on both sides, leave it to dry for like 15 to 20 minutes, and carefully place it. I told you the type of gum we are using is contact cement. Once you leave it for about 10 to 15 minutes, it works like glue. It will bond with the other parts. Then you can use shoe sole presser if you have it, or you hit it with your mallet. Hit it very well. You can see the shoe is well balanced. So these are our final products. You can see the edge is very balanced. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and comment. Thank you so much. God bless you.